Hello everyone and welcome back to the 72nd episode of PandTha Talks.
Hello.
That number is just slowly getting higher and higher. It's
That
still a
it
bit
is.
mad.
Hmm.
We have a few bits to cover this week. Last week's episode didn't do well at all. We think we've just figured out why. We got copyrighted
Yeah.
due to the game about the potato. They use
That means the potatoes won the war.
against us this time.
That's true.
That's a mutiny
Yes,
against you, Will.
that is true. Okay, hang on. Some things need to be figured out.
um, but yeah, we think basically we got copyrighted due to a song in one of the trailers, which knocked down the views on that video, which is quite sad. We were at 1 all week, didn't get an email,
Essentially, it
didn't
just
get a notification.
didn't get showed to anybody that the video was up. Basically.
Exactly. I mean, something similar happened on TikTok. One of the clips that was posted on there, for some reason, got posted as with a warning about violence. I was,
Violence on between us, Roy?
I know,
No.
right? But I was quite confused because obviously there's nothing to do with violence really covered. There was some gameplay, that's about it. The fuck? But anyways, we'll move on from next week and we'll see what's to come this week, shall we? So, to start with this week, we will be going over HellDivers 2. There's been something that's gone off regarding that game, and I think it's really nice, and it actually makes change, and we'll cover something quite good to start with. That's the plan, anyways. Then after that, we'll be moving into a rumor that apparently at some point this next couple weeks, Nintendo Direct could take place. After that, we'll be covering and I've got to put in quotations for this because I don't fully agree with it. $843 million lawsuit against Valve already has its own website.
843 million lawsuit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
After that, we will go over every game trailer and announcement in the 2024 PC Gaming Show, just so you can laugh along with us on that one.
So sad.
And then finally, Summer Game Fest 2024 reveals the future of gaming in more ways than one. But that will be our week this week. So without further ado, let's jump in, shall we?
Oh, yes.
So, HellDivers 2 recently gave us 2 planets in a major order that we could liberate. Now, you had a choice. If you liberated one of them, you would get a new stratagem, which was an anti-tank mine. Would have worked against Bile Titans, tanks, everything. Quite useful. But there was another planet where you got no reward for completing it.
What?
Yeah. Now,
I mean, obviously, everyone and anyone's just going to do the other planet then. If you
that's
just
what
get
you'd think. But there was a bit of a story to each of them, as there always is, like what you're going to be doing this mission for.
Okay.
The other planet was saving children from a children's hospital. So,
Right.
over 75% of HellDivers went over to that planet, knowing they were not going to get a stratagem, which is kind of sad, but it is what it
Very
is.
sad.
What came out of it, though, was something unexpected. So, unfazed by promises of a new stratagem, HellDivers 2 players are rallying to save the children in a current major order. People was expecting that, maybe they're going to get, like, the MD-17 anti-tank mines as well. What actually happened was Save the Children received a donation from Arrowhead Games. And if you don't know who Save the Children is, they're a charity for children, and they pretty much are. I believe it's
So,
PandTha.
if I'm to understand correctly, HellDivers made two places for you to conquer in the game.
Yes,
One of them you got an in-game reward. The
yes.
other one they made a donation per person who liberated this planet or whatever it is you do.
I think it worked out like about 4,000 summit pounds that they donated in total. So yeah,
That is absurd.
I thought it was quite a nice little thing, to be honest. I'll see if I can find the Twitter post, because I saw it on TikTok initially. Jesus Christ, Twitter's loading slow lately. I don't care if anyone calls it X; it's still Twitter to me. Right. HellDivers 2. Here we are. No, it is $4,311. There it is. Well, I don't know if you heard, but the CEO, this guy, actually decided to step down from CEO. I think we covered this. He's now the Chief Communication Officer instead, and let someone else take the place of CEO because he wanted to actually keep things going between the community and the gaming studio. So, since the HellDivers 2 community chose to save the children, Arrowhead Games does the same. We have made a donation to, well, Save the Children. Great job, divers. And there was a little photo, a little. Oh, where was it? I saw it, but I don't know whether it'll be posted on here or not. But oh, there it is. We have a special message to share with you, dear HellDivers. Thank you for helping us so much for saving us. They told us you made a lot of sacrifices, minds and lives, to help us. We'll always be grateful. Now we can grow up to become HellDivers too.
Did
With
they
liberty.
even like mention anything about
No,
doing this? So
no one knew.
they just gave you two options. Most
Yeah,
people chose the latter, and then they were like, "Perfect, we're going to make a donation because of you guys choosing the
basically.
option."
Yeah, that is pretty much exactly what came from this. This was in game, obviously, which I think is really cool. And it was talking about super citizen Anne's, very sick children of super citizen Anne's. But
Hmm.
then they actually went and made it into a bit of a real thing and just went, okay, you guys have served children without any reward expected. Here you go. There's a donation to Save the Children. I just thought this was a really nice thing to cover, first thing. And it's very rare that we get good news, so why not cover it?
Yeah, just a tad, isn't it?
It's unexpected. Apparently, there was a small amount of chance that we could have still got the mines, but we didn't succeed.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they gave a bit of extra time, but it didn't go in our way, shall we say.
It
But
didn't
there's a
work
new
out in your
major order.
favor.
Yeah, there's a new major order now, so moving on. But yeah, I thought that was really nice of them to do. It was unexpected, and the entire community was absolutely baffled by that. But yeah, the anti-tank had only 0.01% liberation with a mere 1,700 HellDivers. On the other hand, Vernon Wells has 21,700 people fighting to push that 84% liberated number up to 100%. That's insanity.
Just that.
But yeah, just to show, there's sometimes a better reward than an in-game one. Anyways, let's have a look, shall we, at what Nintendo's got to say for itself. This will be fun. The June 2024 Nintendo Direct may happen this next week, a rumour suggests. Fans eagerly await announcements on upcoming first-party titles. Speculation is abound regarding a potential release date for the Nintendo Direct, with conflicting reports from insiders adding to the excitement. Despite a mixed track record, meaning their claim should be taken with a grain of salt, a user named Brazil has hinted at Tuesday, June 18th being the date for the highly anticipated showcase. I'm not sure I believe that, considering we should have heard something by now.
Especially given all the events that just happened.
Exactly. It's a bit too, I'd say, late to suddenly pop it up, but you never know.
Yeah, it's possible, but
Yeah.
it does seem unlikely. Like you'd follow the hype train of it,
Oh, exactly.
of all that just happened.
Yeah. I will say, by the way, just quickly as an offshoot, this little poll here, which newly revealed game from the recent Xbox showcase are you most excited about? On this list, honestly, actually, I'd
You about to
probably
say none of them?
no, I'd probably say that Atomfall because it seems like a UK Fallout, just a bit more linear, which is the only negative I found, but still, it looks
Hmm.
pretty fun. That looked good. The Expedition 33 I'm intrigued by. Doom the Dark Ages, Gears of War E-Day, and as disappointed in myself as I am to say it, Black Ops 6 did look pretty decent. For the single player and zombies only, may I add.
I mean, I haven't cared about multiplayer COD for ages. As cool as the Omni movement is as well, like, what does it really change?
Yeah, exactly. You've still got dickheads in a bloody game with you. Well, what's the difference?
So it'll be great though to see this all new movement styles that they've got, and you're still just kind of people sitting in corners and laying prone in bushes.
Oh, of course. At the end of the day, though, I don't see that as really a negative thing. But then again, I'm used to playing in fucking Battlefield, where constant movement isn't really necessary.
Yeah.
So yeah, with Sony and Microsoft's annual summer events having already aired, the not E3 showcase season has largely come to an end. Nintendo, however, is the only major console manufacturer that is yet to host its own presentation. Rumours have circulated lately about when the next showcase from the platform holder may take place, and although none of them seem to have enough concrete backing yet, one recent report does corroborate a potential Nintendo Direct leak that happened a few days ago. With the Switch 2 scheduled for a reveal sometime this fiscal year, news on Nintendo's first party roadmap has been rather light in 2024, so far likely because most of the company's upcoming titles are set to be released on its next generation consoles.
Have we actually heard anything from next gen consoles?
Not particularly. Like PlayStation, they've pushed their new line of Pros. I don't know, something my throat today.
Yeah, it was more
Mm.
just new versions of the
Yeah,
current ones. We didn't actually hear anything about next gen, did we?
exactly. PlayStation did the same, Xbox have done the same. And it's pretty much just the similar stuff. They're just pushing more of the same. There's not really a next generation yet. So I am intrigued to see what we hear about that moving forwards, but it's as when we hear about it sort of thing.
I mean, at this rate, we'll probably be waiting 2 years then
It
for the
wouldn't
next one.
surprise me, honestly. But typically, they announce it one year and then the next year it's out, or by September it's out. So it'll be within like next year, the year after, that I think we'll
Yeah.
hear an announcement. To be brutally honest. But as this goes on to say, That doesn't mean the platform holder hasn't had anything to share with the fans this year, though, as the Switch manufacturer did host a Nintendo Direct partner showcase earlier in February. This event primarily focused on third party games, but it did feature a couple of Switch exclusive titles launching in 2024. Like Super Monkey Ball, Banana Rumble, and Endless Ocean Luminous. Overall, though, the showcase didn't give fans the first party blowout they wanted, but the June 2024 Nintendo Direct could remedy that issue in the immediate future. I've never really been a massive Nintendo guy, I will be brutally honest.
They're really cool, and like the games they have are completely different to what you and I would see and
Oh, yeah.
play. But I as well wouldn't be like crazy on them. Aoife's, she's a Switch now. I got her Switch last Christmas. One of the Christmases I've already forgotten now.
It was last
And
Christmas, I think.
she absolutely loves it.
Oh, yeah. But I find that, to be honest, if I was to play any game that's similar to a Nintendo game, I've got plenty of choices on PC.
Yeah. And again, with me, it's just the mouse and keyboard feel is just so much nicer.
Yeah, I'm fully agreed on that one.
I would probably play a handheld device quicker than use a controller,
Yeah,
but I would still ultimately prefer mouse and keyboard.
yeah. No, I'm all with you on that one, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's a possibility it will be coming out sooner rather than later, but there's no direct confirmation. We can't say this is completely accurate, so take it with a large grain of salt. Far
Just
Cry,
get the entire salt bottle, man.
yeah, pretty much. So, as we've heard, Far Cry 7, we've not heard anything about yet. Ubisoft have been actually oddly fucking quiet about a new Far Cry game.
Because they're trying to make it into a quintuple A game.
Probably. So, there's rumours, though, about the game. Far Cry
I mean, there's
7's
always rumors.
rumoured time limit is a goldmine for immersion. Now, I'd heard about this time limit before for Far Cry 7. So, we'll quickly go into a bit of discussion on this. I wasn't expecting to come across a new article about it, so that's what kind of got me. There are a lot of rumours about Far Cry 7 at the moment, but one of the most substantial pieces of this speculation revolves around a possible in game time limit. When it comes to Far Cry 7, one of the hottest talking points is the rumoured in game clock that will force players to make every second count.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, we have covered it very briefly before. The rumoured time limit would give Far Cry 7 players 72 hours, presumably to complete the the game's main goal. And if the rumours are proven to be true, this would be a major change from the Far Cry franchise, as the games have usually embraced player exploration in the past. Although an in-game time limit would definitely be divisive, it could be could be perfect for those who are looking for a more immersive survival experience.
I mean, if you're wanting to try and get an upsurge in like player activity at the start at launch, sure.
Yeah,
Because they're kind of like if they start and want to continue, they're kind of forced to continue keep playing and for those 72 hours, but seems kind of weird.
yeah, sorry. I'm sort of the idea that it's a reasonable idea in kind of practice, but I don't think it'll work in theory. Simple reason being, 72 hours to complete the game, that sounds all fine and dandy. It'd give you basically many reasons to try and replay the game. But think of the
Yeah.
amount of people that struggle with things like this in general.
Yeah.
And they'll just want to go through that. Now, I'm massively for just keep the game as it is. If they're struggling, there are ways around that. And I know it's sad and I know it's people don't want to hear it, but if you cannot complete a game and you just want to play it, for the story, and it's a single player game, you have access to trainers, cheats, and anything else. Don't expect the game developers to sit there and install those for you. It's not their jobs. Go away and do it yourself.
I mean, I think if they're gonna go, if this rumor is true, if it's an option for the game to have
That's what
that
I'm
enabled,
thinking.
then it wouldn't be too bad. But if it's forced upon, I don't think it will go down too well.
No.
Because you do
I
have so many people that are just casual gamers and they don't
yeah.
play PvP games or anything like that. They play single player games where they can pick it up literally whenever because you can just save it from wherever you are. And if you all you have is an hour, then you can just play that hour away.
This
And
is
then
exactly what I was going into.
yeah,
So that's how most games kind of do it. Like, go get a trainer, whatever else, cheat your way through, whatever. What has worried me about this idea, I think they're going to go down the Starfield route if they do this. They'll add the feature, and they're not going to have a way to turn it off. And then an update or two later, like about 6 months down the line, all of a sudden this update will come out that'll allow you to choose whether you want it on or off.
at that point it's too late. Half the players have already just given up and refunded the game.
But this is where the fun part starts. They only really sell their games on the Ubisoft launcher on PC now, which means you don't get the Steam refund policy. You get the Ubisoft refund policy, which isn't as
I
good
have absolutely no idea how that works.
because it's only on Ubisoft's launcher. So yeah, you're kind of stuck with
No,
them.
no, I know, I understand. I don't actually know like what their refund policy is. I've never cared about
It's
Ubisoft.
yeah, it's not as good, but on the console side, they're still protected by default policy.
Hmm.
Anyways, we may look at that and immediately go, "Nah, that's you're gonna lose a bunch of people from that." But just think about when the sales come through, and when they eventually bring it to Steam, and they immediately put it on a half price sale, or even less. How many people are gonna pick that up, knowing, "Oh, they've removed that timer function. I can pick it up and give it a try now."
Yeah.
They're going to get a fuck ton more sales. So, in the short time, they're getting a bunch of sales, probably going to have some refunds, but they've earned a fair chunk of money. Then they push out this patch,
Go on.
they get it out there, and next thing, they get a chunk more because they fixed the problem that everyone had with it, and people are willing to try it now. And it seems like a lot more companies are doing that nowadays. Now, I'm not personally very fond of the practice, but I
It's honestly just
understand.
it's delaying your experience of the game though is the issue.
Exactly. I'm not a fan, as I said, but I understand why they're doing it at the same time. Not that that makes it fucking better, but here we are. It's currently unclear if this possible time limit is 72 real time hours or if the clock will be slightly slowed to make it feel at least close to the real life passage of time. Either way, this would really light a fire in many players as every moment and choice made is detrimental to making the game. The game's objective are make sure the game's objectives are completed. Far Cry 7 having a time limit would actually require the entire gameplay of the franchise to be reworked, as many established features like vehicles and exploration will potentially become redundant if not needed for a mission. Additionally, if time passing does resemble the real world in an accurate way, realistic weather like storms taking hours to pass or the time of day slowly changing can make the game incredibly lifelike. That's a fair point,
Yeah, right up
but
until you start the game, a thunderstorm instantly happens because it's just RNG numbers, and then you're just playing in a thunderstorm for the first 8 hours of the game.
yep. But the other part to it that I'm thinking about, what would you really think would cause a time limit in a game? Now I can think of one thing off the top of my head. Nuke. Like, why else would you be rushing or a hostage? Like, those are the main reasons I can think of that you'd have to speed through something in 72 hours.
Yeah, there's an ultimate end game event that's gonna, well, end the game.
Yeah. Either you complete the game and basically stop the issue from happening, or you don't. And I reckon that there's a possibility that once you've, done the main campaign, the timer would disappear because obviously Nuke's disarmed, or the person that we're going to send is disarmed, or
Or the equivalent of what you're,
hostage, or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But that would then allow you to go around afterwards and actually look at what the map is, what it has to offer, all that sort of stuff. But I don't
It's
really.
not it's
I
not
don't.
a terrible idea, but as you said, like one of the main points of the Far Cry games before is the exploration,
Mm-hmm.
and they are sort of like forcing you to wait on that.
Yeah,
And my
exactly that.
issue with open world games is, you find something cool, you want to like explore it there and then because you might
Mm.
forget about it or be unable to find it later on.
Yeah,
Or a lot of the times as well, which I wouldn't be surprised if they add them, you've got sort of like one-time events. Like when you find it, you need to do it, otherwise it just is gone.
yeah,
Because for some
exactly
reason
that.
games like to do that.
That happens so bloody often. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. But yeah, this is sort of what I'm most curious about with it. And I'm not even sure how they're going to go about trying to resolve this, to be honest with you. But I think the ideas we've come up with would be about right. But whether or not this even happens is something else entirely. We have no idea what's coming out of Ubisoft for Far Cry 7. We don't even
Uh,
know if they've decided to keep the time limit.
we don't even know if the time limit's an actual thing.
Yeah, exactly. They could genuinely just turn around and go, yeah, all these rumors you've been like listing, not a single one of them are anywhere near true. Here's another Far Cry 6. Bye. Well, there's a lot of money wasted. It's just, it's how they are as a company, and I'm not too sure. So we'll just go over some of the last couple rumors, shall we? And we'll see. There are no solid confirmation that the rumor is true, so only time will tell if an in-game timer limit holds any actual weight. The concept is compelling, but it's also incredibly risky. After the release of two surprising Prince of Persia games, it looks like Ubisoft is dabbling in experimenting with its IP, and Far Cry could easily be next in line. The two recent Prince of Persia releases proved that Ubisoft can make unique concepts work, so it will be interesting to see if the company can pull it off again with a drastic change to Far Cry. Far Cry has been in need of a new direction, and an in game time limit could be an exciting, albeit sweat inducing way to do it. Recent rumours about Far Cry 7 have suggested game changing features like the aforementioned time limit and a new setting based in Korea. There is no way no telling where the series could go next, but a major shake-up like time restriction could really put players in the shoes of the main character. Far Cry is running the risk of becoming stagnant if it doesn't evolve the series in a big way, and this rumored time limit could be the key to the future of the franchise. I disagree with the time limit becoming a key or even being something that would really push too much further. The idea of it being set in Korea now, I'm intrigued by that. I'd quite like to assassinate Kim Jong Un. That sounds great. Sounds like a good, fun story.
Hey,
I'm all
yo,
for that.
careful here, man. Let's not get too hasty with what we say.
You got to agree, though. That'd be an interesting storyline.
Hey, man, you get nuked, I'm in the blast radius. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, we always said we'd go out in nuclear fire. So it's fine. Okay, time to be depressed. So I'm going to pull up the website first. I think it's this. Nope, not that one. There's quite a lot of these websites popping up. Ah, here it is. This is the website. Now, I'm intrigued when it comes to this, because obviously you and me use Steam on a day-to-day basis. And
Literally.
yeah, and Valve is apparently being sued in the UK for £656 million, or $843 million, in a compensation lawsuit alleging that millions of PC players could have been overcharged on Steam. Now, really, I don't know how to feel about that statement, because looking at, well, let's just use our old friend SteamDB, shall we? I think it's always worth checking on SteamDB. It's always great. So we'll check on Rust, shall we? And what we'll do, we'll head down. So I know there's a section for it. Just need to remember where it is. I think it's localization. No, not localization then. What it was.
I'm trying to figure out
Oh,
where this is
price
going,
history. There it is.
Roy.
So, if you don't know, on price history, you can see basically what the price is going to be in each country.
Yeah.
And it'll also show you what the lowest price is of all time. Now,
Okay.
according to all this, you'll be able to see what the current price is, so $34.99, and what the lowest recorded price is, £6.94. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
As we go down, you can see if we do a converted price, we can see how much we're either being ripped off by or whatever else. So that is its current price. Converted is that price. At its lowest price, it would have been this. So, like in Russia,
Yeah, like 272 in the lowest. Wait, hold on. I was looking at the China one. 17.9 pence.
yeah,
What? No
So-
wonder so many people are cheating on this game.
yeah.
Oh my god!
So
You brought a revelation to me, Rory.
17 pence for a Russian account at its lowest,
Not experienced by so many fucking Russians.
or £9.78 current. Now, anyways, as this is
Bro,
going, it's claiming that we're obviously being overcharged. Now, if you
by a
look down this
long shot.
list, if you look down this list, that's what you'd assume as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
What you're probably not taking into consideration, though, is inflation in that country.
Oh yeah.
So, I wonder how difficult it would be at the moment to get 1,100 rubles. Probably not too bad. But how much is a loaf of bread in Russia right now? I wonder. Because they're currently at war. They're not in the best of situations, to be honest with you. But, I mean, Ukraine, £12.29. They're also at war. They're not in the best financial situation right now. Indonesia, pretty sure some of these countries also have a lot of fucking issues with this sort of stuff. But let's just check the US dollar, shall we, as a prime example? Because they go up against us pretty well. So, $39.99. So that's £31.58. We're being charged £35. And £6.90 is their lowest. We pay £6.94. So we get charged a little extra by £4. And the US dollar is probably the closest we get. Australian dollar, as you can see, just goes daft. but conversion
Australian
rate,
dollar's a bit strange.
yeah, it's same with like a lot of them. But yeah, conversion is what they're looking at here. But we don't pay attention to things in conversion. That's not how we're doing it. But for some reason, we're apparently being overcharged in this regard. Now, I'll be classified as a Steam fanboy, so nothing I can say will really be taken to heart by anyone. But
Steam is just so convenient though, man.
yeah, that
So
is
much
my big
better.
thing. So, if the claim is successful, you could be eligible for £44 in compensation if you paid for PC video games or add-ons or content from 5th of June 2018 and live in the UK. Now,
Bro, that's not even enough for Black Ops.
and I just need to remember about this, Will, when I
Uh-huh.
did all this. Let me just quickly pull this up again. So it was what? I think purchases. No, not purchases. Was my account. It was data related to your Steam account. It was
Your 10K is this what you're about to show off?
my 11 grand, yeah. That daft amount of money. Oh, there it is. External funds used. So, you're telling me, in regards to all this, I can get £44 back.
It's just an absolute waste of time of a lawsuit.
Exactly. There's not enough returning for people in the UK to give a fuck.
No.
And yes,
Like
some people are going to be
with
like,
the price tag of new games that are like the bigger known by bigger studios and published by bigger names, it's
yeah,
all like great and all, but like those games are twice that price of what we're getting back
oh yeah.
for
But
this supposed overcharging.
to be brutally honest, that isn't the main reason they're doing this lawsuit. The actual reason is a bit more convoluted. So,
Oh, it's never for us, mate. It's never for us. It's something's in their own interest. That's why they're doing it. It's always the way with large companies like these.
let's put it like this. It's more based around Epic Games than
Oh
Steam.
god.
So I'll explain this a bit further. The reason Valve is currently under threat is because, one, they still do their up to 30% commission charge to people, and these people don't like it because apparently it's basically it's against the competitive compensation and everything in the UK, which is why it's been sued in the UK and nowhere else, because the UK has specific rules about competition, so they've got to abide by them to sell in the UK. Anyways, so that's one part. The other part to it, Steam have actually said that they can't like lower the price on one platform, but not on Steam. So the way it works, if I recall correctly, you have to lower your price on Steam and the other platform at the same time. You can't do it uniquely. So let me just get that. Steam. Just finish creating a game, put on Steam, Newgrounds. I do want to get a presence on Steam, but put on the description if people want to play it for free, they can find it. Just go against Steam TOS. That's a different thing entirely, you dick. I hate Google. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
price
can never
fixing.
find what you're looking for.
This was it.
Not simply anyway.
No, but basically it was regarding something along these lines. Because it's been going on for a while where people are trying to claim that Steam is being price fixing. On Thursday, 5 gamers filed a punitive class action in California federal court against Valve, and basically it was for doing this. They used Tim Sweeney's Epic's tweet as proof and not the actual Steam agreement, and in reply, someone rightfully pointed out that this clause about saying pricing only applies to keys. What? There I am criticizing Microsoft's curtailing users' freedom to install full features. Steam has veto power over prices, so if multi-store developer wishes to sell their game at a lower price on Epic Games Store than Steam, then Valve can simply say no. Price disparity would likely anger Steam users, leading to review bombing, etc. Yeah, not to be funny, I can't blame them. If you're selling your product on Epic Games for one price that's lower, and then you're selling on Steam for the same price, for a higher price, the users on Steam probably going to feel a bit more fucked over.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
that's basically what it is. Steam can say, no, you're not allowed to do that. If you're selling on our platform, you've got to match the price. And they don't like it. That is the general gist, though. The 30% cut, because obviously Epic don't take the 30%, but Epic are still somehow living on, even though they've
And
admitted they're unviable. They should not be able to still function.
nope, it makes no sense how they do function, but
Oh, they're getting
it is what it
donated
is.
to by Tencent, that's how. They get money through the back end by the bloody Chinese companies. So they're getting a load from that. But yeah, to sum it up, this is going on. It's just dumb. It really is. The explanation of the lawsuit on this website, aptly dubbed Steam You Owe Us, continues. They also cannot impose other unfair trading conditions that prevent or hinder others from competing with them. As per the site, this is why Shotbot and supporters believe Valve Corporation has been unfairly shutting out competition for PC games and in-game content, which has meant that the UK customers have paid too much for these products. No, we haven't. Brutally honest with you, the reason people do not care about Steam having the primary of the market, look at what Epic Games have done in their what? It's been 4 or 5 years now that they've been in the market. What have they actually achieved? If anyone can tell me, I'd be impressed. Steam has been going for a long time, long enough to be able to know exactly what people want and what they don't want. The reason they do so well is because they know what people are wanting from them. They know how to do things correctly. And yes, there aren't many other. Well, actually, no. That's a load of bollocks as well. Saying there aren't many storefronts out there and they're preventing competition. PC game stores like Steam. Places to buy and rent games on PC. Steam, GOG, Humble Bundle, itch.io, Gamefly, Xbox, Epic Games, Greenman Gaming. That's not even all of them. We're missing on this Ubisoft, EA. What else, to be honest? There's just so bloody many. Battle.net, Epic Games is already on there. I'm not. Discord even used to do it. Twitch does it. And you're telling me that Steam has complete control over the market just because they can say, no, you can't charge more on our platform than you do others, because that'd be unfair. The reason Steam can take a 30% split compared to most of these is because Steam has the highest amount of people on it. They have the player bases. So people know if you buy on Steam, yeah, you're going to have to end up paying, giving us a bit more. But what are you getting out of that? You're getting the advertisement of Steam. Compared to, let's say, Epic, where people launch it, see, oh, look, free game, then close it down, never to look at it again.
I don't even do that anymore, man.
No, neither do I. But
Steam is just the all better platform.
yeah, to try and claim that we're paying more because of XYZ, and oh yeah, they've clearly got a threshold on the market. Look at all the different ones out there. Competition is there. But are you willing to use it, or are you just wanting to sue Steam because you can? That's my question for you. Are you willing to use these, or not? Once you've answered that, get back to us. So, Jesus Christ, the 10th anniversary of the PC gaming show. What a shit show.
That was horrendous to watch.
Yeah, I'll be
Very
honest.
upsetting.
One of the few things I actually enjoyed was Streets of Rogue 2.
I mean, there were still a couple of good things.
Yeah.
Like, it was nice to see certain indie games and stuff coming up, but overall, just was not good.
No, it was shocking. Killing Floor 3, I was excited to see that.
I'm actually
No More Room in Hell 2.
I'm looking forward for us to play No More Room in Hell.
You really seem to enjoy the look of that. Zero Subvert, I'm all for that. Looks that game's pretty funny. Pretty decent, sorry, as well. There seems to be more on here than was actually shown. I've got to be honest, because this feels like so much more than what we saw on there. Yeah, that's a lot. But yeah, there wasn't much. I mean, I listed, what, 3-4 things that I was actually bothered by in the entire
considering
list?
the amount of things they did actually talk about, there was not
Yeah.
much happening.
90% of it was just indies that you're gonna probably look at once and that'll be the end of the story. But there were some good little bits that popped up in the middle of it all, but it's not much to really cover in full details. It was a letdown, as it says there, 22-minute read for this.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, and they could definitely do better. And I really hope they do, to be brutally honest. If you have any interest, the actual article will be in the Discord, so feel free to check it out there. Anyways, summer 2024. Reveals the future of gaming in more ways than one. So they claim. Let's see what they actually have for us, shall we? Game Central takes a look at the most interesting titles from this year's Summer Game Fest and what they actually mean for the future of the industry. I mean, it was actually something I mentioned while talking to my partner while I was watching the showcase. Geoff Niley, Kaylee, if you don't remember, last year he was obliterated because he never mentioned the job losses in the industry. First thing he did was mention it this year. So he's not going to get butchered on that.
Why?
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Sometimes we do learn from our mistakes.
Exactly. With indie games becoming more prominent and more than one game at the show being made by more than one person, being made by just one person, sorry, a more cynical mind would argue that that was just an excuse to explain the fact that there were relatively few big name reveals. But Kaylee had warned that would be the case before the event started, underlining that we now live in an era where AAA games appear far less frequently than they used to. The question is whether this is a temporary state of affairs or the new norm, but that's not something that was ever going to be answered in an event like this. Instead, you got used to the usual conveyor belt of trailers, interspersed with the occasional on-stage appearance from a developer. None of these were particularly enlightening, though, as it was disappointing that so many of the trailers were clearly pre-rendered, but that, unfortunately, is also unsurprising. That is very fair. What was also less than shocking is that all of the biggest game unveils had been leaked beforehand, including Sony's peculiar LEGO Horizon Adventures, Civilization 7, and Slitterhead. although the latter two were the fault of the game makers themselves who managed to update their website/YouTube channel too early. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, that was quick. Bloody hell. Really was a 2-minute read.
Yeah.
I didn't even realise. Well, you know what? I'm going to jump back over there. Jump that. Pull this up. And store. There we go. Cool. But that's like the main bit I wanted to cover today, article wise. Do you remember I was saying earlier about games that come over from like Epic Game Store and things?
Yeah.
So obviously it was over there for over a year. So it's not done as well as it would have if it just launched on PC. But
Yeah.
it's still got a fair amount of people. And it's fairly enjoyed. I wish Steam had a meh option. I agree actually with that. But yeah, this is a prime example. Put it on sale, people will most likely buy.
Yeah.
Oh, and just for a general update, considering we are pretty much at the end now, most likely expect from this next week onwards, yeah, it won't be this episode, but the week after onwards, you'll probably see gameplay of Scare Ritual in the background. I'm going to start recording when me and Will play some of the game together again. And we'll basically just snip it into the game, into the videos. So it'll be something interesting to see while we're just talking crap about all sorts of different things.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good game.
Oh, it's
If
fantastic.
if you're looking for something just to go brain dead and run around shooting things, it's perfect for that.
Oh, definitely. It's one of the best games like that we've played in, well, I'd say in a very, very long time.
A lengthy amount of time, yes.
It has been too long, sir. Too long. But yeah, I think I've covered everything that was needed. Unless you've got anything you would like to add, sir.
I actually didn't see anything this week. Like normally I'd see like little bits of stuff here and there on TikTok and all that, but I've not really seen a whole lot.
It's been a quiet week, I think. But it's not been too bad. I mean, I managed to find some good bits. Usually it's a 50-50 mix. But honestly, the HellDivers situation just made this week worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely.
That
They
was a
they
nice rarity.
they also just came out with that all of a sudden, and that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, 100%. And you know what? I just want to quickly check this, thinking about it. What is HellDivers review score? Because obviously it needed updating. 74% positive. Bloody hell did that come back?
Yeah, I still
Did I?
can't believe like how much it dropped whenever
Oh yeah.
the whole Sony thing happened.
No, exactly. That's how bad you can destroy your game, to be honest. And it's sad, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's not even like it was them who did it.
No, it's Sony. And they make so many bloody mistakes that sometimes they just need us to drag them back from the depths. With a knife in the chest. You know, fun times. Anyways, with all that said and done, though, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, join the Discord, all that good stuff.
Yes.
What?
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Oh
Oh
yes,
yes.
indeed.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we will, as always, be here in the next episode. I'm sure we'll be doing something just as dumb and discussing something bizarre, which is the usual case. But yes, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now, guys.
Enjoy, guys. See you again.